All right, ladies and gentlemen, week 3 of picking every single NFL spread for every single game. Odds, as always, are courtesy of Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Please sponsor us. Please give me a free room. I have lost a lot of money to y'all. Here we go. First thing to address, week 2. We went 5-10. No pushes. Really, really bad. And we did not pick the Monday night game, so here's our record for that week on the screen. We went 1-1 with the bets. Next you're seeing is the bet slips. We told you to hammer Houston minus 2.5, which hit. Then we said, hey, do another one, teasing that with Ravens to minus 2.5. That did not hit, so you probably lost money because the odds on the Houston one were a lot less than the teased one with the Ravens. My bad. On the right side of that picture, you'll see 2 more bets I did place super late Saturday night, like 2, 3 in the morning. Godwin's over receiving yards and the Texans minus 6. Godwin hit it early. Texans had a chance to cover by 6, and then Cam Akers fumbled. It's okay. We move on. I apologize for not updating y'all. It was just Saturday at 2 in the morning, and I get no viewers, so I was like, fuck it. But we made a couple bucks this week. And that brings our overall record to 14, 15, and 2 pushes, which is pretty bad. We're 2-1 on the bets we've told you to take. We want to improve that and those ones. So we're back with a vengeance. Without further ado, we're going to get into it. And the last thing I'm going to show on the screen, because I want to give credit to the Twitter account, something that I noticed, and then as I was thinking about it, I wanted to look up the spreads of last week, is plus 5.5 or more underdogs in the NFL this year are 9-1 against the spread. 5 of the 10 have won outright. Simply put, the heavy favorites are not covering. So we're going to, I try not to look too much into simple, super specific analytics, but we are going to take it into account. So further ado, we're going to get into it. Thursday Night Football, Patriots, Jets. Patriots' focal point is Ramondre. Jets' focal point is Breece Hall. Both have solid defenses. Personally, it was plus 6.5, and I like the Patriots. I still like them at plus 6, a little bit less because, you don't have that safety half point. When it's like 6 or more spread, either one of the teams is a juggernaut or one's a complete piece of shit like the Panthers. I don't view the Jets as a juggernaut. I don't view the Patriots as dog shit. They don't turn the ball over. They slow the game down. Jacoby Brissett knows what he's doing. Jets also have a slow pace of play. So to me, in a slow game, focus on the running backs. To me, it's going to be hard to cover 6. I could see the Jets doing it late, as they did against the Titans, just late turnover and scoring a touchdown. But more often than not, I like the Patriots. Second game, Bears at Colts. We are going to rock the Colts minus 1.5. The Colts have a awful run defense, and DeForest Buckner is now hurt. They also have a lot of other defensive players hurt. A linebacker, I don't remember the other person's name. Thing is, the Bears' run game is bad. DeAndre Swift is averaging 2 yards per carry. And the Bears also have a top 5 passing offense in terms of how often they play it out of their play calls, percentage-wise. So to me, I guess that kind of helps Indy, where they probably won't get as gashed on the ground. As well as I just think Anthony Richardson, they had a ton of drop passes against the Packers, and they looked kind of crisp at the end of the game. Granted, the Packers were probably playing soft coverage. I think Anthony Richardson, JT, and them will present enough of a challenge to kind of squeak it home. I don't love it, but the fact that their run defense is their worst thing and the Bears aren't great, I like it. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if Khalil Herbert has a game. If you're doing some daily fantasy, maybe sneak in a Khalil Herbert in your lineup. Broncos at Buccaneers. We did kind of say to fade the big boys, but Bo Nix has fucking 4 picks in 2 games and has just looked really bad. And their run game has looked bad. Everything about the Broncos had looked bad. In the Tampa Bay, they were 7.5-point underdogs. Beat the Lions. They destroyed the Commanders. It's hard not to go against them. Just no matter what, I have faith that Tampa Bay is going to put up points. They have a decent run defense, not a great pass defense. Antoine Winfield and Vita Vea are both questionable. If either of them play, mainly Winfield, I would feel a lot better. I just don't see Bo Nix doing anything. His average completion is 5 yards, so Tampa Bay is going to put up points even if they slow down because Broncos have a good pass defense. They still put up 20, 24 maybe, and I don't know. I feel if Bo Nix is behind, he's going to throw a pick. Simple as that. Packers, Titans, we're rocking the Packers plus 1.5. Malik Willis isn't good, but he's serviceable. They're coaching him well, telling him to take what they gave him. He got his first passing touchdown last week. Titans have a good passing defense. The reason I like it is I think they play Will Levis. He's turnover prone, and the Packers have had so many turnovers these couple of weeks. Do I expect them to keep the rate they are getting them at? Fuck no. But against Levis, yeah, I kind of do. At least getting a turnover, that's pivotal. 2, they get plus 1.5 points. I like that. 3, I don't want Jordan Love to play as a Packers fan. He's our franchise guy. I don't rush him back. We paid him a lot of money. But he did practice limited today. So if he plays, Packers will probably go to -1, -2, and you'd get a ton of value. So give me Packers. Texans, Vikings. Vikings have looked great. Texans kind of looked underwhelming last week. This is like a buy low, sell high. Vikings took down the 49ers. Texans just looked meh against the Bears. Vikings defense, huge credit to Brian Flores, their defensive coordinator, and Kevin O'Connell cooking it up with Sam Darnold. Brock Purdy was telling Brian Flores, scheme goes crazy. But C.J. Stroud with that many weapons, I feel could figure it out. Joe Mixon is questionable. I don't think he plays, which is a little bit of a concern because then they're going to be a little less balanced. They got like Agumba Wale and Cam Akers who fumbled. I just feel the Vikings are riding high and they get some more real competition. I'm going to ride the Texans until they lose. Give me Texans -2. Chargers, Steelers. This one's tough. Both of them have good defenses. Both of them are 2-0. I simply look at it and say, both of them, run games have been good, and the other team has good run defense. So I think it's going to be more passing. I think I just trust Justin Herbert more than Justin Fields. Even though Fields probably has a better receiving core with Pickens, and the Chargers have McConkey, Palmer, and Quentin Johnston. I trust Herbert. And Joey Bosa is questionable. If he plays, I feel a lot better about it, providing the pressure, but we'll see. Giants-Browns is a tough one. Initially, I was Cleveland. I said the Giants put up 18 on Washington, a dog shit bottom 5 defense. Now they get Cleveland top 5. If the Giants put up 14 or more points, I would be baffled. I would be surprised. But I also don't know how much Cleveland's going to put up, because they haven't put up 18 points, or they only have put up 18. And they played Jacksonville last week, who's not great defensively. So it's hard. I just look at it as it's going to be a slow, low-scoring game, and in that, give me plus 6.5 Giants. I could totally see it being wrong. I could see it being like a fucking 20-3, 20-7, 20-9 game, Cleveland. Jerry Jeudy has looked decent. Deshaun Watson's getting less shit, but he's still not great. 6.5 points. I hate going with Daniel Jones, but I'll take it because I just don't trust. Both teams don't put up points. So give me Giants plus 6.5. Saints, Eagles. Saints, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Their offensive coordinator's in his fucking bag, as the kids say. He's cooking. I'm going to back them until I'm proven wrong. Olave, Kamara, Rashid Shaheed, Carr. It's a little bit of everything. You got some deep threats. You got a little pass catcher out of the backfield. He can pass block. Other thing is Eagles are without James Bradbury. He's on IR now. A.J. Brown with that hammy is unlikely to play. I feel that's some pretty big pieces. I still think Hurts, Saquon, Goddard, and Devontae Smith are all really good and still a really good supporting cast. I'm just going to back the Saints. I know Lattimore is, I believe, questionable for it. So if he plays, and Tyrann Mathieu also questionable, so is their rookie tackle. If any of them play, I feel better about it. Mainly Lattimore, but for now, I'll still back it. Panthers, Raiders. We're back in the Raiders. Their passing offense has looked good. Minshew feeds motherfuckers. Bowers is looking good. Devontae's Devontae. Jacoby Myers is good. The one thing about the Raiders that's looked really bad is their run game. But the Panthers have allowed the second most rushing yards. So if there's any game for them to get right, it's against them. 2, while I do think the Panthers get a slight upgrade with the red rifle, their offensive line is still dog piss, and now you play Max Crosby. I see the Raiders' offense being able to put up points, and then if the Panthers just try to fucking make some plays with Crosby coming at them, I think it gets bad. 5's a bit of a tricky number, but I'll roll with them at -5. Dolphins, Seahawks. Week 1, Seahawks looked really good on the run. Week 2, they looked really good through the air, and their defense has looked decent both games. So I'm backing them -4.5, especially because they are either playing Tyler Huntley or Skylar Thompson, a backup quarterback. Even with Achane, Waddle, and Tyreek Hill, that's still tough. I would say Kenneth Walker's questionable with an oblique injury. I don't think he plays. Charbonnet still a solid backup. Geno's been looking good. Biggest concern is that Seattle has a better pass defense than they do run defense. So if Achane has a game, I could see it being a bit closer, but I will rock the Seahawks as the 12th man is a tough environment for a backup quarterback to come into. Ravens, Cowboys. This one has been a mindfuck. Ravens have allowed the fewest rushing yards in the NFL, and Cowboys have no fucking rushing offense. So I guess that's encouraging. But also, the Ravens have allowed the most passing yards. And the Cowboys typically aired out. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Ferguson's back. Tolbert or whatever. Taylor, I think it's Jalen Tolbert. Whatever the fuck his name is. Has looked good. I've gone so back and forth. I look at it and I think the Ravens have a slightly better offense. Cowboys slightly better defense. Cowboys are at home. It's a pick 'em. They should be -2.5. And they're +1. Logically, I say Cowboys. But I don't see the Ravens starting 0-3. I see Lamar having a bounce-back game. Derrick Henry might have a chip on their shoulder for the Cowboys not calling him. Give me the Ravens -1. Lions-Cardinals. I'm kind of buying low on the Lions and selling high or whatever on the Cardinals. Cardinals looked really good, shafting the fucking Rams. Lions were 7.5-point favorites and lost to Tampa Bay. Goff hasn't been good. He's got 1 touchdown and 3 picks, but now they go against a dog shit pass defense. Both Lions and Cardinals are dog shit pass defense. But Lions, to me, as much as I like Kyler, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride and James Conner, to me, against Goff, who's got J-Mo, Laporta, Amonra, Monty, Gibbs, better offense and a better defense. I think it's a get-right game for them. Cardinals also have 2 tackles on IR. And I think that's really good for Aiden Hutchinson to put pressure on him. So I'm going to go Lions and a get right. 49ers, -7 is a lot. But we're backing them, even though they have not been a juggernaut. Jordan Mason has been a dog. And the Rams are they have, I think they're 3rd most rushing yards allowed. Yeah, they're bottom 3 in rushing defense in terms of yards. Also, when the Rams host the Niners, it's not even a home game for them. They have a lot of offensive line injuries, which is bad for Boza, Fred Warner, whoever the fuck. Cup's hurt, Puka's hurt. I know the 49ers are without CMC. Mason looks fine. Debo's also hit. But you still have Kittle, Ayuk, which is solid. Purdy, well, he hasn't looked great. Still has thrown for, I think he's top 5 in passing yards. I just see the 49ers getting it done. Chiefs-Falcons. Chiefs don't have Pacheco. Whoever the fuck their running back is going to be ass. They're going to have to throw it in the air. Secondly, the Chiefs' pass defense is not great, and their run defense is. So I see the Falcons going through the air more. To me, that lines up for a shootout. In the shootout, I'm going to back Patrick Mahomes always. Give me the Chiefs. 3.5 is a tricky number. I'd like it more at 3 or 2.5, but I'm giving it. Bills, -5, hosting Jaguars. Give me the Bills. Jaguars have looked like shit. Bills have looked solid. Simple as that. And now that James Cook's going, their offense is going to put up fucking 24, 30 a game. And the Jaguars have not looked good on either ends. Give me the Bills. Last game of the week, Bengals 7.5 is a fuck ton, but the Commanders are one of the worst defenses in the NFL. They get potentially T. Higgins back. Even if not, I think Joe Burrow gets a get-right game. He looked a lot better last week. They always have slow starts, the Bengals. So I could easily see Jamar having a monster game. And Trey Hendrickson has been consistently good for their defense against a rookie quarterback. I think helps them. I know -7.5 is a lot, but that's what we're going with. So, down the line, Patriots +6, Colts -1.5, Tampa Bay -6.5, Packers +1.5, Texans -2, Chargers +1.5, Giants +6.5, Saints -3, Raiders -5, Seahawks -4.5, Ravens -1, Lions -3, 49ers -7, Chiefs -3.5, Bills -5, Bengals -7.5. And then for my bet of the week, I don't fucking have one. To be honest, there's not a single spread that I really like. I would have maybe said the Patriots at 6.5, but there's really not a single one I like. So if I decide to bet one, I'll fucking comment it. But right now I got no bets. I don't think it's a good week for betting, but those are my spread picks. We will come back next week and see how we did.